Hello, guys.
Hi,
We're back with another episode.
welcome back.
Today, we decided to do something different than the last time. Last time we just gave you a closer look on who we are, our background, and like a bit of what we want to do around here.
And for today's episode, we thought maybe it would be a better idea if we gave you a closer look on our opinions on specific topics so you get to understand us more and how we think.
Yes, and we just want to approach a couple topics, and we picked a couple questions.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna ask each other these questions, but both of us will have to answer. Should we?
Yes.
Yeah, both of us.
Yeah.
And
Like to get into a discussion,
yeah, of course, like we will debate these topics, but they're really different, like relationship or I don't know, opinions. I don't know a lot of things, and Wilson doesn't know my questions, and he doesn't know mine, so
Mhm.
that's gonna be interesting. And yeah, I think we should get started.
Yes, so my first question, do you think there's a part of you that you've lost?
Oh, yes. I would say yes. Because of how much I've changed.
Mhm.
Of course, I lost a lot of parts of myself. And that being, I don't know, should I go deep?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, so I think I've lost the. I mean, I'm still like childish, but in a good way. But I did lost that childish mindset.
Mm.
Like I look over things in a different way, and yeah, I would say just that. I'm not sure what else I've lost.
Okay. For me, if I would say that I lost something, I would say, I don't know if it makes much sense, but I would say somehow that I've lost like balance of my emotions because I wasn't like aware of it even before, like maybe when I was a kid, but growing up and like experiencing new stuff and somehow a new type of stress and new type of like lifestyle makes me or made me actually lose that type of balance of my emotions.
Oh.
Like there are just periods of time when I have this constant feeling of sadness and like loneliness as well that I'm not aware of before. Like before I'm just living my life and I'm like happy and everything and it just hit me out of nowhere. And I never experienced that before. Like I never made thoughts about me being lonely or like.
So, what is?
So I think the part that I lost
Mm-hmm.
in like of me, like that influenced this balance of emotion, is just the kind of unawareness about it that I lost. Like I became more aware about it, and I don't know if it's good or bad, to be honest.
Well, I guess you'll have to learn and find out.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do actual therapy session right now and give you an advice. We're just gonna move on. I'm sorry. This
Okay.
time, my question: does having the right intentions mean you're a good person?
Oh. I mean, I can't think of it being other than that.
Like you have good intentions, but you're not acting up.
Oh, I know. I get what you mean with the question. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Then yeah, I think no. The question is, the answer is no. The
Yeah,
question,
I think no.
yeah, no, I don't think a person with good
That's just
intentions is actually
gaslighting.
a good person. Yeah,
No?
exactly.
Like
Like now, like the example you gave, like it's like imagine that you like let's give an example actually. I wanted to hang out with a friend, let's say, and
mm, okay, I know where this where this is going.
so I wanted to hang out with a friend, let's say, and we decided on a time, blah blah blah, all of that. And then I was waiting for their message and they didn't text me. And then I hit them up like, hello, are we still hanging out? And they don't answer. And after some time, they're like answering, oh my God, I forgot about it or something. Like it wasn't with bad intentions, blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't mean that you didn't hurt me, you know? It doesn't mean that, oh, by saying that, like, you didn't have bad intentions, now you're a good person. Like, it doesn't mean that you're a villain, of course, but at the same time, like, it's something bad. It's like a type of bad habit to develop
Yeah.
when you say that you have good intentions, but you don't actually show them. That's not valid. Because how am I supposed to know that you actually have those good intentions if I don't get proof of them, of you basically acting up?
Yeah. Well, my opinion on this, I also think that people that just have good intentions and not act up are not good persons actually. Like, let's say I'm doing something like charity or something like that. And then a person comes to me and I'm telling them, like, they ask me about it. They be like, oh my God, I was literally like, I wanted to do this as well. And like, they brag about it, how they wanted to do some charity or volunteer somewhere. And they just brag about it, like, yeah, I want this so bad. I want to. It's just bullshit and gaslighting into like, oh my God, they're so interested in this. And everyone can talk about something and give an impression without even doing what they say that they want to do. That's my example in my
Yeah.
head. When they just, or yeah, like you said with the texting, let's say we want to hang out and for, I don't know, the day we want to hang out, I'm getting ready and I'm waiting and I'm texting you. And then at some point, I text you again, like really close to the time where we have to hang out. And he's like, oh, I was just about to text you.
That's the fakest line I could ever like read.
Like, I'm waiting for a response. And then I'm like, hello, are we still doing this? And they'd be like, oh, I was just about to text you. Like, I'm not saying that this can happen, but there are people that do this on a daily basis. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Moving
So,
on.
moving on to the next question. Is right person, wrong time a thing?
Oh, it's really a thing. I really believe in this.
You do?
I do.
Well, we're gonna have a controversial conversation on here.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't believe in it.
Wait, let me give you my opinion
Okay.
on this first.
Okay.
No, don't come for me yet. So, right person, wrong time. There's a lot of people that have been through this. Let's say I've even seen people going like they be high school sweethearts and everything is good, but then I don't know, maybe in college they break up. And I've literally seen a story exactly like this with this couple that they've been separated for like 30 years and then they met again and they've been the happiest ever. And they're like, we wasted so much time and we weren't ready and shit, but now we are. Like, of course, that just fed up my delusion because I do believe in it. But I feel like also it happened to me, let's say.
Elaborate.
Well, when I met this one person and everything was really good and the conversation was good and we didn't even get, like, I'm not saying that they were just bullshitting me and saying like, oh, I don't want anything from you after he got what he wanted, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he didn't get anything, that's the point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we were just platonically hanging out and having such a good time
Mm-hmm.
and conversation and laughing a lot. But he was scared to maybe commit, you know? And he didn't want to hurt me and shit. And I was also not ready 100%. And so he was like, I don't think I'm ready for this, so I don't want to ruin it. And I was like, oh, okay, we just can have whatever this is because I do have a great time.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think he's a right person, but the wrong time because they're not ready and I'm not ready. You get it?
No.
Oh my God.
I can't get, like, you can't give me no excuse because, look, if you, like, maybe I would have believed in this before when I didn't have this type of mindset. But for me right now, it's like, it's never the wrong time for the right person,
Oh.
you know?
I mean, that's
Like,
valid.
like literally, people make time for whoever and whatever they actually want and love and need in their life, you know? And if a person is just that busy or that not ready, let's say, then they shouldn't even be looking for a relationship in the first place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, when you say that it's not the right time for me, then it's either that you don't have the time for it to invest in having a relationship or something serious with a person, or it's that maybe you're going through like mental problems, right?
Right.
Then if you're aware of them, if you're aware that it's wrong time to have something like this, why were you even looking for it in the first place?
But maybe they weren't looking for the relationship and it was just something casual. But
Then
the moment,
why would you make it develop to something serious?
because I don't know, for me, even if I want to have something casual, I don't like jumping into actions, you know? Like, you have to have at least conversation.
Yeah,
like,
but
get
still,
to-
in your back, in your mind, you're like, I don't want to get attached. And you try to avoid that.
Yeah, but when you like someone, you can't avoid such things.
No.
Like, let's
Mm-mm.
say we're just hanging out platonically, as I said, and then you just enjoy it so much that in the back of your head, you don't realize that you're catching feelings.
Mm-mm.
Damn.
Then you're not, then you shouldn't even have something casual. If, like, you shouldn't have something casual if you know that you're gonna get attached, because you have those problems and you have no time for serious stuff.
And then
Then it's your
that's
problem.
deeper and it's their problem.
Yeah, like, it's the problem of the person. It's not just something to blame on time anymore, because it's just so dumb to give like excuses. Like,
Oh, but
the other person is being hurt basically. And for me, I think that if it's the right person, they will find wrong time. They will find right time for you, and they will never drop you like that. And for the person who's saying it, if they know that the other partner is like the right person, then they would make time for it, and they would not just drop them like that.
But sometimes it's not about time.
Uh.
Like, have you watched The Notebook?
Yes.
Okay. So, you know, I forgot their names, okay? But I think a lot of people know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's The Notebook.
Mm-hmm.
So she's really rich and he is not.
Yeah.
And they're hanging out and falling in love, right?
Mm-hmm.
But her parents are forcing her to get out of there and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They thought they're the right for it. They're the right person for each other. And then, but it didn't happen when they were young because it was just the wrong time. He was not having anything. She had to go to study something. Whatever, it was just the wrong timing. And then later
But
on,
why would it be the wrong timing if you didn't they know that they love each other?
they did.
Why wouldn't you stick around the person that you love and that you would imagine the rest of your life with? Why wouldn't you stick to with them in the during the rough times and the good times, past everything till they are actually ready? You get my point?
Yes,
Like-
but she had to leave the town, basically. Like, it wasn't in her hands. It was just like this fucked
But
up.
that-
She got forced. And
But that's another type of situation. I'm not.
yeah, I'm trying to explain another type of situation because it can be in multiple, I don't know, stages. Like you said with the time, but it could also be not in your hands.
Yeah, but if it's not in your hands, you wouldn't say such a sentence. Right person, wrong time. You would say right person, wrong circumstances that I'm put under, because it's not in my hands.
Oh my
But your
God.
mental health is in your hands. You can work on it.
Yeah, but
You know?
in the movie, it wasn't about mental health. I was
Yeah,
just trying to
exactly.
give
That's
you
what
the-
I mean. But you can't use that example to validate your idea of this sentence being right, because it's not valid, basically, in this
Mhm.
situation. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, when a person says this sentence, right person, wrong time, with wrong time, they mean stuff that are actually in their hands. Like I said, like mental health, or actually not having time for it, or them being lost in life and what they want to do and finding themselves or something. Like stuff that are in your hand. But of course, stuff that aren't in your hand, that you get somehow forced to do them, won't make you say such a sentence. Because of course it makes sense that you are like obligated to undergo such stuff, and the other person should understand, you know?
Yes.
Like it would hurt, but it wouldn't hurt as much as something coming from you when you can actually solve it. It's actually in your hands. You have the choice to improve it and do something about it. And if you think, as I said, if you think that that's the right person, then you know that you are also right for them. And if it's and if that person is really right for me, I wouldn't drop them for anything if I can imagine them being next to me for the rest of my life. Like,
Yes.
how could you drop someone if you can imagine stuff like this with them?
I totally get your point, okay? Like it does make sense what you're saying.
Mhm.
But I think I'm gonna kind of expose myself here. I think that I like to believe in this sentence because I've had things with people before that I wish I could use this card and be like, right person, wrong time, and I hope they come back.
Oh my god.
I know. It,
I don't
I
know.
think that's why
I don't know, but
I
for me,
I wish for it to be true.
for me, it's the sentence sounds so irrational. To be honest, it sounds so irrational. Like I can't find no excuse to make it valid. I can't.
I know, it's just like delusional, you know?
Yeah, basically.
Like, I get your point totally. And I know the person that dropped me before isn't the right person because they dropped me in the first place.
Yeah.
But-
Exactly. That's my point. That I was
Exactly,
like,
I know.
you know?
Because I got your point, you know?
yeah.
But, I don't know, back in the back of my mind, I'm still dreaming of that perfect ending.
Mm.
And that's why I think I tend to...
Yeah, she's just delusional, people.
Moving on, please.
Next question.
moving on. So, What would you rather? Know how a relationship will end or when it will end?
Ooh. Ooh.
How or when?
Oh, that's a sad one.
Mm.
Hmm. It's hard because I feel like it's so sad to be in the relationship and know when it's gonna be ending. No, I would rather know how it's gonna end.
For example.
For example, I'm in a relationship with this person, and I have this vision that our relationship would end, I don't know, in like a big fight where I will find that the person cheated on me maybe or something.
Yeah, I was thinking about the
Because
same thing.
yeah, like I would know about it, but knowing when it will happen, like at what time it will happen,
Brings so
is-
much pressure.
Yeah, it's so rough. It's so
I
harsh.
think it will eat you out. Like
I
eat
swear
you
to God.
out. I'm sorry. No, that's not what I wanted to say. It's gonna like fuck with
Consume you.
you, consume you.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say as well.
For a moment, I flew somewhere else. I was still thinking about that person that dropped me off.
So yeah, I think, as I said, like knowing the time would consume your energy and your time for real. Like
Yeah,
you would be
basically.
thinking about it constantly. Oh my god, it could happen right now, like this moment, and you would just be thinking about it like the moment it will happen. So no, I
Yeah.
would rather know how it would be happening.
Yeah, even though, like, let me tell you my side. Even though it's true, if you know when a relationship will end,
Mhm.
it's gonna fuck with you. Like, you're gonna just have like a countdown in your mind, be like another day, another day, another day, and you just wait for that
And
day.
the fact that you know that it will be ending at some point.
Yeah, that's true. It's gonna be like so fake
Yeah.
at some point. You'll be like, what am I doing this for? It's gonna
Uh-huh.
end anyways.
Yeah.
Something like that. But in the same time, knowing why it will end is also fucked up. Because, yeah, let's say you know the relationship will end because your partner will cheat on you. You're going to be paranoid for the rest of the relationship.
Mm.
You're going to just, because you don't know when it's going to happen. So you're just going to look for clues, be like, they're cheating on me. Let me check their phone. Let me check where they are. And you're just going to be paranoid and consume all your energy on this thought
Yeah.
and be like, no, I'm going to catch them this week. This week is the end. But it's not. And then you go like 7 years. Because you don't know when
like
it's going to
you go
happen.
insane at some point.
Yeah, exactly. But I would still rather do that.
Yeah. Well, same. Okay, then let's move on to the next question. Money or love? But if you choose money, you can't love or be loved by anyone.
Oh my shit. Wait, I'm losing my voice. Got me speechless. Well, I've actually been asked this not so much time ago. And it was as hard to answer as it is right now.
Mm.
And if you choose love, what? You're gonna die of hunger or something? Like you didn't specify anything about that.
No, I think you could reach that level of having money, but it will still be like as hard as in real life, you know?
Oh, then definitely love. Like 100% take my money.
What money?
Exactly. Like take them so I don't have any and I have like because honestly, like of course money brings happiness. I'm not gonna lie. It brings me so much happiness.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Should
that.
drop my PayPal in here at some point actually.
Sorry for interrupting you, but also people who say that money doesn't bring you happiness are so irrational as well. Like they're so out of touch with reality.
Or privileged
Yeah, basically.
because they have money. Because tell tell me a poor person that says that money doesn't bring happiness.
Mhm.
I mean, there might be some people saying that because they just have a really, really lovable family, let's say, and they would rather have that even though they don't have money. So that's valid too. But
Still, like, if you want to be real, money can make you happy. Of course, it will prevent you from having all of the other stuff, like real love and like real connections, maybe. But uh, in a way or another, it will make you happy.
because you can
It's a
just love
fact.
yourself. Like you need to have that love self that you,
Self-love.
yeah, okay. Yeah, like you need that. And let's say, okay, you have just one friend, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and you're real with them. But then when you have that alone time that everyone should fucking have, tell me it's not gonna make you so happy to go on a vacation
Yeah.
and go meditate somewhere or do like yoga classes and shit like that.
Literally. Or
Like
go shopping.
go shopping. Like tell me laying in your bed sad as fuck with no friends but your card full wouldn't at least make you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Like
Without thinking about how you're gonna pay your bills on the first of the month. Like, imagine people who are being loved and worried about stuff like this at the same time, like material stuff.
but yeah, I would still choose the love though.
Yeah, still.
Wait.
Me too. Like, I would still choose the love. But I'm just trying to make like the point of money making you happy also like
It
a
does.
fact.
Yeah, it does bring
'Cause it
makes you
is.
so happy. But let's say you have like oh my god, like you have money, you know, but you're
Mm.
never gonna find your soulmate. Like that's so shit.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
So I would rather have like the love of my life with me and live like literally such a normal life
Mm-hmm.
and have such a normal job and just live day by day. I don't know, have a little vacation, even not that often or that not that wow. But I know that that vacation is gonna be so special because we worked for it
Yeah,
and we're
and just
together.
like try to work your way up to the top if you can. Because in the questions, like if we go back to the question, you can still work on yourself to maybe be satisfied with your financial situation.
Yeah,
But
you should like
imagine having all of the money of the world, but not being able to love or be loved back.
I think having love and little money, like at some point you should just be grateful for the amount of money, even though
Mhm.
it's little. And that's gonna already change so much. If you're grateful and you're not like hungry for the money, and then at some point it will affect your relationship.
Yeah.
But if you just sit down and be like, I am grateful for this. Like there are people having even less than me. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that. Even though, like, the last sentence you said kind of annoys me sometimes. That
What sentence?
being grateful for stuff just because you compare yourself to other people.
I mean,
I mean, it's kind of real, but at the same time, it makes your problems seem like to be invalid. Like, of course, I should be grateful because there are people, I don't know, dying out of hunger somewhere else in this world. But that doesn't mean that I didn't have a bad day because my manager screamed at me.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. Like, I get it, but
But yeah, at the end, you
I
should
don't know.
still be grateful. I
You should
agree.
just find a way to make yourself feel better,
Yeah, and just like
even though
settle
it's
down with the idea
stupid
of
at
it.
some point.
Yeah.
You have to bring your morals up somehow.
Yeah, definitely.
So should I move on?
Yes, let's move on to the next question.
What does it look like when two people have good chemistry?
This is a nice question because I've experienced this not so long ago, so
Mm.
it's still fresh in my mind to say.
Fresh.
Yes. So, what was the words used in the question again?
What does it look like when two people have good chemistry?
Good chemistry. So, first of all, good chemistry for me is when I can have like a conversation with the other person and we can still like get to a point where we exchange our opinions and try to grow a type of understanding for them if they are not so out of pocket. And that implies like for conversations when there are even like different opinions, we don't have to have the same opinions, you know. So I think that's one point. And I think just the vibe, like, of course, I wouldn't mind having a good connection with someone who has different opinions on topics or like a different lifestyle or something like this. But at the same time, I would like to have a connection with them with similarities we have, like maybe music taste or like food that you would like to eat or your favorite cuisine or something like this, you know.
Yeah.
And I think just the main point is having understanding for each other and good conversations and like communication skills.
Okay. Should I say mine?
Yeah, of
Or are
course.
you done? Okay. So let's say, of course, I agree with everything you said, so I'm not going to repeat myself, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But let me give you an example. Like, for example, oh my God, example. You see two people in a party, and how do you realize that they have a good chemistry without even hearing their conversation, huh?
Oh, like body language, you mean?
Exactly.
I
Like,
felt like you were saying for me.
no, but I'm just, for me, that's what it also means for people to
Oh,
have a good chemistry. Body
okay.
language. I just, you know, saw my little
Okay.
game there. Anyways, but yeah, imagine like how people sometimes communicate without even using words. Like
Mhm.
when two people are looking into each other's eyes, and you already know what goes through their mind,
Yeah.
or they just move a shoulder and be like, "Oh my God, let's go," or anything. That's such a good chemistry. The way you learn someone's body language.
Yeah, now that you mentioned this, I think about like eye contact. Like I think for me, like now I'm talking about myself. If I'm feeling shy around a person or not comfortable, I don't look. I don't look at
I
their
don't look.
faces.
Don't look.
For real, I don't look at their face. Like I would
Yeah.
feel so shy and uncomfortable, and I would literally be like talking to them,
Yeah.
but I'm looking at the ground or the ceiling or the wall behind them or something like this.
Yeah.
But when I'm having a good connection with someone, I'm like looking deep into their soul.
Kind of same, but in the same time, no, I can like keep eye contact with someone, let's say, but not like too deep. Like I'm just looking at your eyes. Maybe I'm looking at your eyes, and then I'm browsing around looking
Yeah,
at
I mean, of course.
something like that.
But you would still like tell the difference,
Yeah, of course you can.
you know, looking at a person from time to time and then like to the
And just like absorb
yeah.
their soul with your eyes. It literally happened to me not so much time ago. I was having such a great time, and this person, that the connection was there. Like we have something, and we'll have a lot of things in common, and just the conversation got a bit deep. And I realized how I wasn't looking into their eyes that much.
Mm-hmm.
But then I got to sit next to them, because we were facing each other, but then we were sitting next to each other, and we were just like talking, and I can still like imagine the moment I was looking into their eyes
Mhm.
and explaining like the situation, and it was like kind of a sad topic, and it just felt so good, like the connection that I felt, like it was hard, like
Mhm.
the air was heavy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Damn, that was good. So yeah, I think that would be for me body language more than how the people talk.
Yeah, I would think it would be like a combination of both.
It could be, yeah, but for me this tends to be like
Because
higher.
like how or why wouldn't you have a good body language interaction type of thing if you're not having good conversation and like
Oh no, of course
you
you
know
have to have good
that's why
conversation.
like it's like combination of both somehow.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
valid.
So next question, what's scarier, being alone or settling for the wrong person?
Shit, that's bad. Because I immediately thought of domestic abuse.
Oh my god.
Trigger warning, I'm sorry. Like, for real, because I've read this shitty book. Oh, you read it too.
Yeah. What do you mean?
So, settling for the wrong person is definitely worse than being alone.
Mhm.
Because living in a hell your whole life and imagining how would it be. But even though, as in, like, if you are the other person and you're just lonely, you will also wonder, like, oh, how would it be not to be lonely? But it's 100% better than experiencing bad things and fucking up with your mind, and especially if the wrong person is like an abuser.
Yeah. Like this is one example, of course, but
Yeah,
people doesn't have to be physical abuse.
yeah, a
Even.
wrong person could also do a lot of other stuff to you. Like, could be a cheater and always
Yeah.
he will always cheat and always come back and say sorry, and you will never get rid of them, because you're settled,
Yeah.
basically. So that's fucked up as well. But no, I would rather be lonely and find happiness in other things than
That's a wise.
settling with someone.
That's a wise decision coming from you.
Actually,
Yeah.
kind of
Because
not representing me, you know?
it's not. Because you're like so dependent on.
Oh my
Other
god, I'm
people's
exposing
love.
myself right now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So-
but I am. I really like having someone there. But no, in this situation, I would rather find happiness in, like, I don't know, putting all my energy and love into a business or a garden or a dog or
Yourself, maybe. For instance.
or that at some point. But
So-
what would you rather?
Yeah, I agree with that, definitely.
Then we barely have different opinions, not gonna lie. We're the same.
Yeah, I think like the point that you mentioned about abuse, of course, but as I said, it doesn't have to be in a form of physical abuse. It can also be mental abuse, like gaslighting you into stuff, or
Yeah, for real.
like exactly stuff like that, or like, I don't know, like forcing stuff over you, like not hanging out with your friends so much, or maybe for a girl, let's say, not having guy friends in a big ass group friend in a big ass friend group.
You be hanging out with me too much.
Yeah, the dyslexia is hitting. So yeah, I think it can come in other forms rather than just physical abuse, and that's really terrible. Just imagining yourself being stuck with such a person for your whole life. Like, I would kill myself at some point to have some peace of mind, actually.
Or no mind at all at that point. Oh my god.
Yeah, point made. I would rather be alone.
Period.
Period. Let's move on to the next question.
Should it be last question?
I feel like answering two more.
Okay, me one to you one.
Okay.
The Romanian was coming out of me. Okay, so it's such pressure to choose a last one, but I think I'll choose this one because it's more personal.
Okay.
So, what emotion scares you the most?
Oh my god, this will sound so contradictory.
Drop it.
I think love is one of the scariest feelings ever. And that's why
Why?
it's so contradictory, like love and it being scary. Because I don't know, with love comes a lot of responsibility, and you don't always, like, sometimes you think you found the right person to love when it's actually not. And just because you are in love with the idea of them, you think that they are the right person and that they love you back, when you're actually not receiving the same amount of love that you should be because of how you're loving. Because it's like a type of blind love. And that's scary, to like never be as loved as you do, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
literally took the words out of my mind.
that's
mouth.
scary. Like, imagine
Whatever.
you're really settling down with such a person and you just being in a delusion your whole life that they love you back, but in reality, they're just like stuck with you basically because that's how it ended up for them.
Damn, that's such a hell. To be
Really?
like, I'm married to them because I love them, and he's like, I'm married to her because I don't know, we got a child and I'm stuck with him because I have a
Exactly, that's what I mean. Like, this is so scary. And on another side, it's like just being in love with someone and having so much like responsibility with it because maybe it affects your mental health is if the other person is not so communicative. I mean, I'm thinking of it on like social media side, because nowadays like most relationships are like based on texting somehow, you know?
yeah, maybe like a big part of it.
Yeah. And I think it plays an important role since it's like available for you to do so.
Yeah, but not necessarily. Like there
How?
are people that don't like using their phones, and they just move on with their lives, like how people were doing before. You weren't like
I don't think that's
texting
still.
everyone like, oh, good night, good morning. Sometimes I've heard of people just not being on their phone so much and they're texting you once a day or something like that. Or
I don't know. For me, that's scary
they
too.
prefer meeting with you.
That's why it's scary for me. Because maybe some type of people like this exist, or they do.
But
In
even
fact.
a relationship, not like before getting into it.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that it's
Oh,
scary. Like, me maybe falling in love with such a person and not being able to get rid of them, and them having such stuff like habits that hurt me actually and are not like
why wouldn't you be
enough
able
for me.
to get rid of them? Because you love them?
Yeah, because you just fell in love basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you like forgiving them every
Yeah, and you
time.
just keep like, no, I should try to adapt to this lifestyle they have when it's actually not right for you, and you should move on and get over it and live your life and find someone else.
Yeah, sometimes you shouldn't like adapt to people's behaviors if it doesn't sit right with you.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's
That's why
hard
it
when you're
scares
in
me.
love to just move on and choose yourself sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Because from outside of relationships, we always talk shit about people like, oh my god, you should leave them, dump him. literally. But it's so hard when you're in the
Mhm.
situation and having to do making. I have to do to make that decision and to basically act up. It's hard when you're the one that plays the game.
Yeah. When you are put under like real life circumstances and thinking about consequences of decisions you have to take, it becomes so much harder and tougher for you to decide on stuff. And it's so easy for someone outside of it to just judge and give their opinion.
You know, I thought I would have said the same thing. To be love, the scariest emotion. Which it is still really scary. But I think fear is also
Mhm.
a good one. Because what kind of fear even? Like fear of failure, fear of being left out,
Mhm.
being lonely, not making it. I don't know, not
Oh,
getting
that's a good one actually.
how do you say, integrated
Mhm.
in a group, at work, in society at this point.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think fear is also really strong one. It's like really scary. Like it's literally
The meaning.
the meaning of
of
it.
Yeah, I agree on that. Especially because I have that fear of like me ending up alone. I think
I
that
think a lot of people have that.
that
I've heard it a
that
couple
haunts me
times.
really. Like I really imagine myself at the end of my life just losing everyone, basically.
For me, it wouldn't have been. I don't think I would be that scared. I don't know, to end up alone, but more I would fear to settle for the wrong person for my whole life, and then at the end I'm getting rid of them, which will bring me happiness and finally peace.
But when?
But I will think that I lost so much
Yeah,
time,
exactly.
like settling for the wrong
Mhm.
person. And like whatever person you settle with, like I also get to have kids with them, and like literally your whole life stories are about them.
Yeah.
And you can't think of something else you did in life than being with them and having fights with them and trying to do better with them, but it never happened.
Yeah. I
That
agree.
I think that's worse than ending up alone.
Yeah, because somehow ending up alone is also like feels like the natural cycle of life.
Yeah.
You know,
Doesn't
like it's a part of growing up. It's still scary though.
It's nice having someone there, but I feel like if you
Like
have
imagine, sorry for interrupting, but even though it's like the natural cycle, but at some point imagine like how how much shit we talk about our parents because they like annoy us or something. But imagine you when you become a parent. Sometimes I imagine like how scary it would be for me when my kids will like move out. I will feel like I lost them, you know? Even though it's not like that, but somehow it is. And when you're like at a really old age and your kids have their own families, their own kids and wives or husbands or whatever, and you're just with your partner, every one of your kids is somewhere else. You're basically alone with your partner, and your partner dies at some point, and you're just alone. That's scary too.
it's scary, but in the same time you should accept it. And like for example, you did had like such a good life and you did a lot of things and you had kids and you grew them up, and they, as you said, they moved everywhere and they're all successful. And then you move somewhere quiet and your husband or wife, whatever, your partner dies, and you just end up alone. But in that moment, I don't know how it will be, but in my mind I feel like I would be like, okay, I should just accept it and be proud of how much I achieved till now and just have that peace of mind and just wait for the moment to come, because my time is up. Like I have nothing else to do. I did so many things. I need a break from the ads. right now, like I need a break, and just like being alone, maybe it would be the best thing that could happen, and not the scariest.
I'm still scared of it, and it makes me sad, to be honest.
Oh my god.
Like it makes me on the edge of crying, not gonna lie. Just imagining it. Even if it's a cycle of life, it feels sad to not be young anymore and
Are you
experience
scared to
stuff.
die?
Yeah. I am scared of dying.
I'm just scared because I don't know what's happening after that.
Basically. That's why it's scary.
I mean, yeah, but also sometimes I'm thinking like, how would I die? Like that would have been scary.
No, I'm not scared of how I would die because
Imagine
as
it's
long as I
something
don't
tragic.
survive, as long as I don't survive it, like I'm fine with dying. And however,
However,
yeah, like
like burned.
burnt or drowning, or because it would be tragic, of course, like feeling the pain and going through it basically. But at the end, you're just dead. That's why I said as long as I don't survive it,
Yeah, but
I'm fine.
you're just dead. But will you still feel the pain? Like we don't know.
Yeah, that's the point. Like it's scary. I'm scared not of how it will be happening. I'm scared of what's coming after that.
No, we
Because
shouldn't.
it's, like,
We shouldn't.
unknown.
We should stop talking about death because that's gonna be such a deep thing.
Yeah. Moving on.
Let's just move on to
Move
the
on.
last question.
Moving on. So, last question of today's episode. What's the difference between saying I'm in love with you and love you?
Oh, that's a good one. You should drop the mic right now, like, because you did that. I am in love with you and love you. First of all, it's more personal. But
Which one?
why? First one, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I am in love with you. Like me, my persona is like in love with you. I can't do English. But you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And just love you is so casual.
Yeah.
It's like casual as fuck. But like, love you, bye. Jack Harlow moment right now. But I am in love with you, or I love you, not just love you.
Yeah.
I love you.
It's just including, as you said, your persona, including it in there. That the action of loving you is from me, I, myself. It's not just love you from the air, And like you said, love you is so much more casual. Like, I can say love you to my mom and my brother and to you. You're my best friend. I can say love you.
Yeah, like love you, bye.
But to make it
You
more
know?
affectionate, to show more feelings, more,
Yeah, for real. Just
connection.
one letter makes the difference. Like,
Yeah.
it's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, but you already responded to it. I
Yeah.
was like, what do you think?
Of course, I think
Yeah, of
Same.
course. And if you think otherwise, please block me.
yeah. I would never talk to me actually.
Never consider loving me, actually. Oh.
So yes, I think we discussed interesting topics in this episode, and I hope you enjoyed listening to us.
Yes, we want to do this more often.
Yeah, for sure.
We really like literally this is why we decided to make this podcast, because of these questions we were, I don't know, just finding and started debating them,
Mm-hmm.
and just contradictory shit happening between us, and it was just crazy. And we're like, no, we should show people like how fucked up in mind we are. And yeah, I think it's just so fun to me.
It is fun for real. And I think if anyone that is listening to us that has like a question to ask can of course just hit us up on our Instagram or the Instagram page of the podcast and just drop them questions in the DM.
Yeah, if you just have like a interesting question or something you think it will be intriguing for us to discuss, and maybe you even know us and you know that we have different opinions about it, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, definitely. We would be down to answer them for sure. And now that we're mentioning this, I want just to take a moment to thank everyone again for listening to the first episode, for the support we received, for the feedback and the messages. We were really overwhelmed with your love.
Yes, we've got so many messages, and like not just great podcast. There were messages like they really got me emotional.
Like, we really appreciate every single one that is listening and supporting us. Thank you so much.
It got me kicking my feet when reading them. They were so good, bruh.
Really so cute. And some of them were really from like such unexpected persons.
Yeah.
Like,
for real, I got some as well that like crazy.
Yeah. So thank you so much again for listening to the podcast. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we talk to you
later.
Bye.
Bye.